Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Hello and welcome to SML Total Access. I am Primetime 000, joined by Matt and Dan. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, what's going on? New season.
A few days away from Christmas.
It's a Christmas edition of SML Total Access. And let's start off with a Christmas-inspired topic. Which SML member is most likely to get coal in their stocking this year? Maybe they made a bad trade or did something stupid. I don't know what could have caused it. Matt, who's getting coal in their stocking?
Well, Gutta better be getting coal in his stocking because this guy cannot schedule for anything. And the sad thing is, the meme that gets tossed around in chat, I don't think he thinks his scheduling is bad. He's typically always the last game, either to be played or to be scheduled. It sounds like Soda, they couldn't play today, so they have to play tomorrow. When I asked what about yesterday, Soda said he was talking to a brick wall, so he must not have got a response. Seems like a pretty common trend. I think someone else threw Gutta under the bus there. And also, I'm just going to lump all these guys in. The ratio breakers. Look, guys, the ratio was what? 70-30, and now it's 75-35, or 75-25. It is so easy to not break ratio, but it happens so much. Stop breaking ratio, and maybe you'll get some nice presents next year.
That's good. Dan,
nice. Yeah, I got three guys, and they're all geared around drafting and trades. Has nothing to do with the game. So you can't complain, well, Madden does this, EA stinks at this. This is just bad decisions. First, Steve, okay, you made a trade with Prime and you got your quarterback. Okay, a little bit overspend, but not bad. Joe Milton, good player. Less than 4 games after that, you trade him back for a player and a pick. And when you do all the math and looking at it, Prime basically got your first-round pick and a second-round pick for his first-round pick. It made no sense whatsoever. You gave Prime extra picks, better picks for nothing, okay? Probably one of the worst trades in SML history. You're definitely getting cold. Then the other two guys, I've been on them hard in chat. I've been all over them, Matt and Eddie. Now, I got to go at them for 2 different reasons. There are good reasons to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback. You don't want to pay a quarterback? Great. Wonderful decision. You need a quarterback. Great. Wonderful decision. However, when you play like the way Matt plays, the quarterback is one of the least important positions in your entire roster. Don't waste money or a high draft pick on a quarterback, Matthew. Get one in the second, the third. Heck, pick one up in free agency. It's not going to matter for you. And then Eddie, come on, Eddie. Like, I get you think Josh Allen's going to regress, but you don't fully understand the SML rules. He's never going to regress below what you can trade him for. You have him locked up for multiple years. You have a first-round quarterback who happened to be an X factor sitting on your bench or playing this year that's not going to do anything. You are literally get coal in your stocking because when you go to trade him next season, you're going to find out no one's even going to give you anything for him because quarterbacks are so diluted in this league right now. So all 3 of you guys, coal in your stockings.
Good stuff. I got a couple guys I'm putting coal in the stocking on. CC, Steve, Slice, Nightcrawler, to name a few. Hey, SML is an active league. SML has a lot of guys in chat doing a lot of things. Putting a lot of time in shows like SML Total Access and commentating games. I'm putting coal in your stocking because I'm just not seeing it. Not seeing it from you guys. You know, join the community. Be a part of the community. Santa Claus is coming to town and he sees a guy like Tug the Rope and a Raider fan stepping up, commentating games. And he's putting a couple things in there, stocking some stocking stuffers, an extra PS5 controller. And then he goes past Steve's house and into CC's house and he just throws a lump of coal in their stocking. What a shame that is. Would love to see a change. moving on now. Second down. Second down here on Total Access. Which former champion has the most pressure on them this season? Dan, we'll start with you.
Well, we don't have too many guys that are former champions, and I think we can throw out officially KP, Woods, and Matt, because what is anyone expecting from those guys right now? Not much. They're not expected to do much. So then you got guys left like Bomber, Gutta, myself, and Q. I think that's it. Did I miss anybody?
Stavo.
I think that might be the list. Stavo. Okay, yeah. Stavo's in that list as well too. Okay, Stavo. He made a little run last time. Q made a little run, so they got a little breathing room. I think it's kind of down to me and Gutta. Obviously, I made a Super Bowl, I made an AFC Championship game, but hey, when you go 15-1 as dominant as it was last year, and you lose in the first round, that leaves a sting. So I got to win a few games, but I think Gutta's got to win a few games too. Okay, you're talking about a guy again. Matt just talked about him. There's scheduling issues. So some kind of felt like he got punked last playoffs with a QB sneak. But when you think about it, are you really going to be whining about a QB sneak when it comes to winning or losing a game? Did you lose because of a QB sneak? No, you didn't. So at some point you got to get to an AFC Championship game. That puts it back on Bomber a little bit. Okay, you got to get to an AFC or an NFC or whatever conference in. You got to get to the Final Four. You got to get to that direction. So I think myself and Q, we got to start winning Super Bowls. So there's pressure on us. Bomber, Gutta, you got to get to the championship. Stavo, I think you're kind of right where you're supposed to be, man. If you could make one big upset, beat Prime, that'd be great. But that's kind of how I tier him right now.
Yeah, I think Q can sit on the I just got off the couch thing for a little bit longer. The hard part with Q, if he would have come in and got like the Titans or the Jaguars or something, maybe a little bit different, but he got the freaking Chiefs. He got Mahomes. He got set feet lead. Like, I know you just got off the couch, buddy, but you're running trips just like everybody. Don't give me that crap. Madden hasn't changed enough that it matters. But he's not my pick. Now, Bomber's an interesting one because Bomber won his title a long time ago. There is pressure for him to do it again. Even I've done it again. But it's not him. Dan was going to be my pick, but I'm like, because Dan said, I'm going to the AFC for balance and then lost to cover 4. So I think there's pressure there, but not as much because he's really good. It's Stavo. The reason that it's Stavo, look, he won his 2 Simbardis in the weakest NFC in the history of the league, at least in my time here. It was weak. There was no threat. He just walked all over. I mean, he basically had a bye to the Super Bowl outside of 1 or 2 guys who he could beat easily. He takes the Falcons because he knew the 3 teams in that division were all going to fall, and he could look at the bottom of the list and go, these are the guys that are going to get those teams. I'll walk through that division. So he got his wish. He got the weak division, but there's a big dog in the NFC now, and he can't get past that big dog. He can't get into the house. And so it's on him. He's got to prove that those 2 Simbardis that he got in the weakest conference ever weren't a fluke. At least make the Super Bowl, get past Prime. I'm not sure he can do it. So it's all Stavo to me. All eyes on Stavo.
That's good. And, when I look at it personally, AFC-wise, I do think there's a lot of pressure on Dan after last season and so far this cycle. I think he'll get through it. For me, Stavo, I don't think he has that much pressure on him because I know that he's not going to be able to get past me. He's like lost his last 6 games against me. He's had opportunities to beat me and he folds. I cracked the Stavo code after he kind of beat me a couple cycles ago repetitively with the Titans. Stavo's cooked. Like, he's cooked. And in my opinion, he's cooked so bad that there's no pressure on him anymore. He is done. For me, the guy that's got pressure on, that was holding in my back pocket that I hope you guys weren't going to say, Jay Smoove Dunk Face. Doink. He won a Super Bowl, and he made another one. He beat QP in a Super Bowl. But what did he have, guys? Set feet lead. And at that time, what did he say? It wasn't that great. It wasn't the reason why he was winning. He lost it last cycle, and he was pretty much a non-factor. This cycle, he's building up a team. He's got a good quarterback. He's got a division that's favorable. I know Soda's in it, but Soda's kind of... he's not the strongest mentally. He doesn't have the Mamba mentality like Matt or I would have. So when I think about Doink, he's got a favorable division with Steve and Cece and Soda, who's okay. But we haven't heard anything from him. He made the playoffs once, I think, maybe twice, and he's missed the playoffs. And it's just been quiet. It's been quiet, and it's been quiet for too long. So this cycle, I need to see multiple playoff wins from Doink. He is either going to be the guy who is now known as the guy who won because of the set feet lead, or the guy that could prove that it wasn't a fluke. This is now the cycle to do it. Last cycle, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but if you do it again, it's a habit. So now Doink's really got to prove what he's made of, because for the longest time, he was known as a playoff choke artist. So we're going to see. That's where he got the nickname Doink. So we're going to see what the reality is for Doink. Moving on, third down here. What is on your Christmas list in the SML? Is there anything you're asking for? And Matt, we'll start with you.
Quicker advances so we can get to the off season faster, so I have a little bit of a break. I would also love a patch for pass rush, or at least not pass rush. I would at least like block shedding against the run. I took this team for the defensive tackles, and honestly, I don't notice them. Jalen Carter will make a play here or there. Jordan Davis the same, but for the most part, you don't have to double team them. You just run right at them, and they don't do anything. They just get stuck on the blocks. So for me, I'd like a pass rush. I think it makes the game better. When I do get a pass rush, or I do get those block sheds against you, Prime, I felt like I got at least the sheds. Gibbs did not run all over me. It makes it a lot more competitive. When I don't get that, you can't cover forever. So those would be the things I would want.
Yeah, for me, I actually like where the game's kind of at right now. Again, there's things that are not perfect, but it's pretty balanced. There's a lot of different ways that you can play it. I feel like I understand it a little bit more, so I'm not going for the game as much. I would just like to see a little bit more. I guess the best way is situational football. Like,
yeah,
man, we've seen now 2 games in this past week here, both against Prime, where guys had chances to win games against them and just kind of crap the bed. And for some of these guys, I know you've played hundreds of games of Madden, and I'm trying to figure it out. What are you doing in those games? Like, are you not even thinking about all the different scenarios and situations? Like, you're not thinking, if I miss a field goal, I'm going to give Prime the ball back with enough time to make a field goal. Am I going to cover a seam route that is the easiest way to score a touchdown from the 35-yard line? Like, come on. Like, I want to be the best I can be, and to be the best I can be, other people need to be the best they can be. So it pushes me to be the best I can be. But we got to have guys get better. Like, I want for Christmas guys just to get better at situational football.
That's a good one. I have one that's a feature request that is inspired by Phillip Rivers joining the Colts recently. A couple Maddens ago, it was a thing where players would retire, and then the next season they'd come back and as a free agent, or I think even former SML or NFL legends would come back and out of retirement, and they would be a free. For example, we might have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes retire, and then a season or two later he would come back. I feel like that would cause a little bit of spice in free agency, and it would be a little fun, especially early in the cycle. I think that was a cool little ability that EA quietly added, and then they just quietly took away. But I think that would add something, especially if there was a really, really, really fast receiver or somebody that retired a season or two early and they came back. I don't know, just something I was thinking about that would be fun for EA to add back, to add some spice to our off seasons. But yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be a good Christmas gift for the SML. Moving on here. Fourth down. Who are you spreading your love on? Dan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Raider fan right now. Great run. We gave you some love last episode, I believe. But you had a really tough Super Bowl. Didn't play your best. Got pretty blown out, and we've seen guys kind of crumble after that fact. But here you are, sitting 4-0 right now. Big win over QP. I mean, just laid the wood on him. And you're showing right now that that's just another learning experience for you. And it isn't just your peak. And you're coming back and you are ready to rock and roll. Don't worry, I got you scheduled. You are circled on my calendar. I will be ready for that game. That will be the most important game I play this regular season, even more important than Prime's game in a few days here. But for right now, man, I'm really excited because you are proven you have the mental fortitude to bounce back from a bad showing, and hats off to you, man.
Yeah, Raider fan was actually mine for that exact same reason. I think you know getting blown out in the Super Bowl can't be easy. I mean, it's never happened to me, but I would assume it's not. It can't. It's not very easy to do or to take. But he bounces back. He beats KP, who has a top 15 team in the for the cycle. Just ask him. And then next game he beats QP. Those are two really good wins. And he's 4-0. So hats off to him for bouncing back. But since Dan took that, I got two others. I'll spread my love on all the Jake Paul fans. He finally stopped fighting senior citizens and basketball players and MMA fighters, ran around in circles until he couldn't run anymore, and then got popped and broke his jaw. So let's just let him disappear into the night. And then it's Christmas. I'm going to spread my love on everybody. That includes Grumpy Mike FML. That includes Gutta. That includes QP. That includes Woods. Hey, it's the Christmas season, guys. Let's all get along. Let's schedule our games, and let's do it the SML way.
That's good, Matt. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I'm going to spread my love on a guy who I don't like that much. ZBD. Merry Christmas, ZBD. Last cycle with the Chargers, you made an AFC Championship game. ZBD, you have the raw talent to make the SML playoffs. I think, and I still believe in my heart that you can win your division. ZBD, don't DM me 15 times after this show, but believe in yourself. Take your checkdowns. Don't force it down the middle of the field to triple coverage. Run the football. Be smart situationally and win some football games because I believe that ZBD Pats fan can still win SML football games. ZBD, I will repeat myself. I don't need to hear it. I just want to see it. Do it. And I will commentate some playoff games of yours. I promise you that.
Prime, real quick. Can you think of recent memory anyone that's had kind of a dramatic fall from one cycle to the other like ZBD?
No, man, I really can't. I mean, I know we had Doink a little bit.
Playoff games to picking first, though.
That's a big one.
Doink's not picking first. These guys are picking first.
Yeah. Unless if I assume we're taking out Woods tanking. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty big jump for ZBD, and I still think he could do it. It's just a play here or there. So I think he could do it. I'm spreading my love on him. That took a lot out of me, Matt. What's your 5?
Yeah, you are gonna get 15 DMs about that. Maybe a couple from Bomber for motivating him. At number 5, I've got Soda. This was tough because I felt like it was between Soda and Eddie, both undefeated, both haven't played a single person. But they're basically playing, AI computer players. But Soda's got the longer track record, and so I mean, Soda's going to come in and say, "Oh, it's Steve's year." Well, dude, because 2 of his wins are against Steve, but I beat Steve, and you think I'm tanking, so you got to pick one. But Soda's got the longer tenure of playing well, so I went with him. At number 4, I've got Bomber. Bomber is my Super Bowl pick in the AFC through DW's polls. Look, Bomber's always been a very, very good team builder. This Browns team, Prime, I think you were the first one to point this out and really get behind it. That Browns team was actually sneaky good. Yeah, the QB situation was a little rough, but QB really doesn't matter this cycle. We have guys shipping out 90 overall QBs or just cutting them to use a rookie, and it doesn't really change much. Throw power is all that matters. So I expect big things out of Bomber. He's drafted well. He's traded well. I mean, he's got ZBD's pick, which is another season of a top 5 pick probably. Number 3, I've got Raider fan. Look, we just talked about him. I didn't know he was 4-0 until we were getting ready for this show. Under the radar, doesn't really brag about it in chat. But again, those 2 wins, he has his week 1 and week 4 aren't great wins, but again, KP and QP, those are really good wins. 2 multiple Simbardi winners. And he's just doing it really well. He's got his own identity, which again, we've talked about on this show. You need an identity. You can't just go with the flow every game. You got to have an identity of who you are. At number 2, I've got Dan. Big shocker that Dan's undefeated this early in the season. Someone mentioned his defense is rated like 95 overall. Good luck, guys. Um, Dan doesn't need a defense that's 95 overall to play good defense, but you give him a 95 overall defense, holy smokes. He's playing like the Texans in real life. And then at number one, I've got Prime. I don't think Prime has a real big signature win, but I don't think a lot of these guys do. Prime does have the win over Stavo, which I do think is a big win. But no one on here really has that big signature win. We're only 4 games into the season, but I felt like Prime had the best one. Plus, geez, you won 2 out of 3 Super Bowls.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a good list, Matt. It's Christmas time.
Good list.
We got some good, exciting stuff happening this season. I think we're getting to that point where guys are going to have to make that push to make a name for themselves. And ultimately, the SML top 10 list that we vote on every year and make a good video out of, I mean, this is when you start earning your spot on that list. Well, gentlemen, we appreciate you listening to SML Total Access. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Merry Christmas.
And have a great day.